Welcome back, Recliner Sports Reporters, to another week's episode of Knockout Bets Podcast. I'm Mac, and with me, as always, is Andrew. Andrew, how we doing, buddy?
What's up, everybody? Ready to go for UFC Paris?
Yeah, we had a bye week last week, and we did shoot a show, but due to some technical difficulties, that show is lost forever. So that will be episode 20.
Not properly recorded.
Episode 20 is or was it 21? I don't know. I'll know when we go back to it, but that episode is lost forever. And we're just going to skip over it. This next
That
episode
one belongs to the iCloud gods, and the FBI are probably the only ones that have that episode.
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. We had some good stuff, but here we are on a good one. We have Cyril Gane versus Tuivasa in a UFC fight night that is going to be epic over in Paris, France. Andrew, our first fight of the night that we want to talk about is Charles Jourdain versus Nathaniel Wood. This is an absolute wild dog fight. I'm telling you, I'm having a tough time picking between these two guys. I want to hear your thoughts on this one, see if you can sway me.
I am totally with you on everything you just said. It's going to be an absolutely wild fight, and I'm having a tough time picking it. I completely agree on both those points. So Wood has recently moved up to the 145 weight division from being a 135er. He fought Charles Rosa, dominated the fight, got a clear win. Rosa was just laying on his back trying to sub him, and it didn't work. Wood has solid wrestling, really good control on the ground. Being the smaller fighter and the guy that's just recently come up in weight, you got to think he might have a little bit of a speed advantage on Jourdain, even though Jourdain is an incredible striker. Jourdain's probably going to have a little bit of a size advantage, I'm guessing. He's definitely going to have 3 inches in height. Their reach is the same, though, but I think Jourdain's just going to bulk up when they rehydrate and stuff after weigh-ins. I think he's going to bulk up and be a little bit bigger. It is a little bit of a short turnaround for Jourdain. You'll remember we saw him fight Shane Burgos on Long Island not all that long ago. And that was a knockdown drag-out fight. And so for him to be already back in the octagon, it's a little bit of a quick turnaround, makes you wonder just a little bit after having a brawl like that. We know Jourdain, Air Jourdain, he's got great striking, great cardio and pressure. He throws all kinds of wild spinning attacks. He throws jumping knees. He throws just really fun stuff that, if it connects flush, can put your lights out. I am really on the fence. I'm leaning slightly. I haven't bet this fight yet. I'm leaning slightly towards Jourdain just because I think he is going to have that size advantage. But then even that slight lean, I start to go, Jourdain's takedown defense is really not all that great, and Wood has pretty solid takedowns that he can go to. And so kind of in a way, maybe all that Wood has to do is hang in on the feet and not get dominated on the feet, which I think he's capable of, and then can mix in a couple of takedowns and steal 2 rounds as long as he doesn't get finished. So I have not bet it yet. I don't like the over or the under. I'm having a hard time going towards either guy. I'm going to say, I really don't even know. Like, as I'm about to say, my pick is Jourdain. I think I might have actually talked myself into my pick being Wood, but I think from a betting perspective, it's going to be a stay away for me.
This one is wild. I think the turnaround time from Jourdain in his last fight definitely is a concern, because we did watch that fight and it was a brawl. So I'm just shocked that he's back so quick, and Wood's as tough as they come. I think I'm liking Wood on this one just because of the dog money. I do know Jourdain's got the finishing power and he can knock him out, but Wood's pretty tough. And I think as long as he has a good game plan, I think Wood's the way to go. Especially at the dog money. I would probably see that this line is probably going to get closer as the fight goes gets on. Again, I think this is a wild matchup just because of the circumstances of coming back so quickly after such a big fight, and how tough Nathan Wood is, and how quickly he's jumped up the rankings. So I think this is definitely something that to keep an eye out for as a fight of the night. This one has the potential here.
Oh,
Um,
definitely.
definitely has a potential to go the distance, and definitely has a potential to get finished too quick. So it's going to be epic for sure. Um, all right, our next fight of the night.
Yeah, it's actually just before we finish on that one, real quick. The line has closed in a lot already. The opening line was Jourdain minus 200 and Wood plus 170, and we're looking at lines right now around roughly minus 150 for Jourdain and plus 120 to plus 130 on Wood. So the line is definitely tightened up a lot already, and yeah, I mean, I think we're both seeing it pretty close to a pick 'em, and it'll be interesting to see over the next couple of days before Saturday where the line does go.
Yeah, for sure. All right, our next fight of the night we have is Marvin Vettori versus Robert Whitaker. Andrew, give me your picks on this one.
This is an awesome fight. This is probably the fight that, I mean, Jourdain and Woods that we were just Wood that we were just talking about is going to be fireworks. There are a couple other interesting fights on the card, but just high level MMA, this is the fight that I'm the most excited for, I think, on this card. You've got Whitaker, the former champion, has recently only lost to Israel Adesanya, has had wars with Yoel Romero, has beaten everybody else that he's faced. He's a great striker with a really good jab, heavy kicks, moves really well. Can also mix in the takedowns. He has offensive wrestling. I don't think he's going to go to that too much against Vettori. I do think Vettori is going to have maybe a slight size and strength advantage in this matchup, but Whitaker has a huge striking advantage in this matchup. Whitaker also has 83% takedown defense, which I think is a huge X factor in this fight. Like Vettori's definitely going to come to wrestle and to take him down. Seen Vettori do that in the past, and I think Vettori is probably smart enough to know that if he tries to strike it out with Whitaker on the feet, it is not going to be a winning night for him. Whitaker has incredible cardio, but can get hit and rocked at times. We've seen a few guys touch him and stagger him or knock him down, but not put him out. I mean, he has shown to be able to get hit flush and recover quickly and stay in a fight. But you do have to worry about that as time goes on and as he gets mileage on his body. He's not old yet, but some of the wars that he's been in, those just have to wear on your body no matter what age you are. Vettori is super, super tough. He's one of my favorite fighters to bet on and one of my least favorite fighters to bet against just because of how tough he is. He's an incredible wrestler and grappler who also has improved his striking a lot in his last few fights. He struck it out with Paulo Costa and beat Paulo Costa. That's pretty impressive for a guy who's really a wrestler primarily. Vettori also has a really solid chin, really, really good chin. And yeah, all that said, the way I really see this going is Whitaker winning. I think Whitaker's just a little bit better everywhere except for offensive wrestling, and I think his takedown defense is good enough that he's going to keep it on the feet. I think his movement is good enough that he's not going to get taken down, and I see this being Whitaker all day. Whitaker does not have any finishes recently, like in the past few years, doesn't have any finishes, and Vettori is super, super tough. So I really am liking Whitaker by decision. I think that rather than betting the like minus 225 Whitaker money line, which I've parlayed that a couple of times, I think already. But also the Whitaker by decision prop looks nice to me.
I I agree with you everything except for which line I'm taking on this one. I think Whitaker's a tough SOB. I think he's got great striking. He's super tough. But I'm rocking with the plus money on Vittori on this one. I really do think Vittori has. I think he's just scratching the surface on how good he can be. I think especially after his fight with Adesanya, he definitely really changed his game. Went back to the lab, and he's definitely had a bunch of great. Had a great fight against Kevin Holland, good fighting against Paulo Costa. You lose to the champ. It's expected. A lot of people have lost Adesanya, so I respect that. And again, Whitaker on the same side is also, lost Adesanya. So definitely, I think pretty even on the level of competition that these guys have fought. But I like Vittori. I like Vittori all day on this one. I love the plus money on it. I hope it gets wider. I don't think it will, but definitely, I think Vittori's going to wrestle him, and I think he's gonna really apply some good pressure and make it dirty. And I think his striking's definitely improved too. So I think he's got a real good opportunity to win this one.
All right, head to head on that one.
All right, and our main event, and I'm just now noticing this. I have picked the dogs on both. I'm also rocking. We got Cyril Gane versus Tai Tuivasa.
I knew you were gonna do it.
And I'm not even nine. I wasn't even really noticing it when I was picking my fights. I didn't really even look at the odds. I was just looking just off of, my regular stats. And I'm just now realizing that I've picked all three dogs, but I'm rolling it again. I love Tui, and I hope he does a shoey. But you give me your picks and your breakdown on how you think this one's going to go.
So I completely agree with you that I love Tai Tuivasa. I love his whole personality. I love his knockouts. I think they're super fun, and I am not betting on him in this fight. I think if you do bet him, definitely bet him to win by KO TKO. There's absolutely zero chance that he subs Gane. If Tai Tuivasa subs Gane, I'm not going to show anything, but I'll do the next podcast naked if he subs him. That's how sure I am that's not going to happen. Tai Tuivasa has gone for 3 takedowns in his whole UFC career, and he's 0 for 3. And we've never seen it, but I can't imagine that he has any jiu-jitsu or submission skills.
No.
He's coming to knock you out. He also has heavy leg kicks, which I think, everybody talks about the bombs he throws with his hands, but he has really strong thudding leg kicks. So I think that's worth mentioning too. Really great jab, solid chin. What did I write here? I can't read my own handwriting. I wrote that he sets up his shots well. He's not one of these guys that just comes and wings power bombs. He actually sets up his shots, looks for openings, and has good accuracy for a big chubby heavyweight. And yeah, I mean, he's vaulted really quickly up the rankings by knocking out Derek Lewis. He went from, being ranked like 15th to 3rd in one jump by knocking out Derek Lewis, which is great for him. It also means he hasn't had kind of the whole progression necessarily up the rankings with that quick jump up. Gane, on the other hand, we know incredible movement and footwork for a heavyweight. Really great defensive striking and offensive striking. His striking ratio is like 4.8 to 2 point something. It's a really incredible difference in striking ratio. His defensive wrestling was definitely exposed against Francis Ngannou, but I kind of feel like with this event being in Paris, that the UFC is setting this up for one of the biggest French fighters out there to get the win. They're giving Gane a guy who is not going to expose that wrestling again the way that Ngannou did, and nobody expected Ngannou to do that. That's the first time we've ever seen Ngannou come out and wrestle. So that was a whole interesting new wrinkle to his game. But I do not think we're going to see Tai wrestle. I think we'll see Tai with the chance to catch the big punch and clip Gane and knock him out. But we've also seen Gane beat Derek Lewis. We've seen Gane beat Jairzinho Rosenstrike, guys who are big power punchers, kind of the same style as Tai Tuivasa, with not a whole lot of trouble against those guys and be able to stay away from the big shot. Gane does also have offensive wrestling. I think we might see him mix that in a little bit potentially, but I think we're going to see a lot of light-footed movement from Gane, a lot of in and out, a lot of moving around the cage and kind of peppering. And the other question that I have is we've never seen Tuivasa go 5 rounds. So I wonder what he starts to look like in the 4th and the 5th round. It's a little interesting to think about Gane by finish in one of those later rounds, like maybe bet the round 4 finish and round 5 finish, like stack those two. I have Gane in a parlay that I had him in from way long ago before he was minus 600. I got a little bit better odds than that. And other than that, I haven't really bet this fight because even though I do think Gane's going to win, Tui definitely has that KO power, and minus 600 is just a little nutty to me in any heavyweight fight.
It's definitely going to be a close one. I think it's either going to end Gane by decision, unless he tires Tui out and then gets a finish, or I see Tui do with a quick knockout. And this is how I see it. I see Gane going for a feint and for a takedown, and Tui just timing an uppercut and just putting them out right at
the one I always think of with that is Curtis Blades and Derek Lewis.
Yep. And again, dude, he took 3 or 4 death shots from Lewis and then came back and just ended it. Like, that dude is tough. I don't think Gane's putting him away. I think if anything, Ty is going to put him away, or Gane wins by decision, but I'm rocking all day with Ty here. I love him. I hope he finds a way to get it done. That would be so epic to see him.
Oh, I'm definitely a big I'm definitely a big fan of Ty. I want to see him do a shoey. I want to see him, when the UFC sets up these like narratives of like, you can clearly tell what the UFC wants to happen.
Yeah.
I always like it when they get screwed over, when it's like they want something to happen and then it doesn't. So I'd love to see Ty win, just so like Gane, nothing against Gane. I have absolutely nothing against Gane. This is just, trying to ruin the narrative the UFC is trying to feed us, to see Gane get knocked out in Paris. And to see Ty do a shoey and the crazy celebration that would happen afterwards. That would be cool.
Wow. All right. Well, that is our fight picks for UFC Fight Night, Gane versus Tuivasa. What we got for, so my lottery ticket, go ahead, parlay all those 3 dogs that I just talked about today.
There you go.
I think that's the you got Vettori, Wood, and Ty. Go ahead, parlay that. That's your lottery ticket right there.
You're gonna get some big plus money parlaying those 3 together, because you got Ty's like plus 400 or even a little over. Vettori's come down a little bit. Looks like he's just under plus 200, around plus 190 or so. And then Wood, you can get around plus 120, plus 125. I obviously went with Wood, but the opposite of you on the other 2 picks. The underdog that I like, that I think this is going to be an absolute banger of a fight. I think it's going to be a really super interesting fight. It's one of the ones on the card that I'm most excited for. And I think the line is completely disrespectful, especially after his most recent performance, is Buckley against Imavov. Like, should Imavov probably be the favorite? Yeah. Should Imavov be a minus 275 favorite? No way in my mind. So Buckley plus 220 is definitely, I've actually already bet it just straight. I don't necessarily think he's going to win. That's more of like a value bet for me. I think he should be more around like plus 140, plus 150. So if I'm getting plus 220, I'm seeing some value there. So definitely would also put that into a long shot parlay. Another one that I see that's definitely worth going into a lottery ticket is Perez against Stephanie Egger. Perez has a lot of quick finishes in her career. Egger is also coming into this fight on super short notice, and you can get Perez at plus 220. Those are the two underdogs that I like the most. I think if you maybe took those two, parlayed them together with Wood, who's also, you can get a plus 125 or so on him. Put those three together, that's going to give you a nice number.
I like that one. And my knockout pick is Tai Tuivasa, man. I think that that's the knockout pick of the night right there.
All right. Well, we're going to go head to head in the same fight on knockout picks this week. I'm saying Cyril Gane gets the KO. Let's go like between the third and fourth minute of the fourth round. Like right when Ty gets tired, that's when he's going to put him away.
I like it. I like that a lot. It's either going to be ending in the first or the third or the fourth, first or fourth. That is the round. If you
Could
want to
be.
do round betting, there you go. Put that in as your round betting, 1 and 4. Those are the money on those ones. All right, man. Well, we got a little bit of time left. I know we want to talk about a little bit of football because NFL is back. What are some teams that you're looking out for this year, man?
Let me bring up the list of teams to jog my memory because I need that.
I know one team off the rip that I'm definitely everyone should keep an eye out for is the Raiders. I think the Raiders this year are going to have a very good year. I think the whole Carr versus Adams connection, I see them stealing this division. And I know we were talking about it last week. I think they were like plus 600, plus 700. I think that to win their division, I think that's a really good investment right there. I think the Raiders are looking really, really good this year. So that's definitely a team that you should keep an eye out for.
Yeah, I'd stay right in the Bay Area and say the 49ers are also a team to look out for this year. I mean, everything you hear has everybody just going nuts about Trey Lance and about how good he's going to be and what he's showing. And I mean, they even got Garoppolo to stick around as the backup, which that was interesting how that all played out.
Blows
But
my mind.
I think the 49ers they have good depth on both sides of the ball. They have a really good coach. I think they're a team to look out for that maybe not enough people are talking about quite yet, because you're going to hear everybody talk about the Bucks as long as Brady's there. You hear everybody talk about the teams that did well last year, so that includes your Bengals, the Chiefs, the Bills, of course. Packers are going to be good, it seems like. One of my teams actually to keep an eye on too, I think the Carolina Panthers have a chance to be sneaky decent. And time will tell whether saying that makes me look silly or saying that makes me look like a genius if they go 10-7 and make the playoffs. I'm not saying they're a Super Bowl contender. I'm saying they're a team that I think could sneak into a wild card spot in the NFC.
Yeah, and I'm also rocking with the Packers, man. I think Aaron Rodgers he went on some type of crazy mind trip. He came back a dangerous
Hey,
man.
he's doing ayahuasca or whatever. He's next level beyond all us human beings.
He has unlocked that other part of the brain. They say that like even Albert Einstein like didn't even get to unlock. That is him. He's unlocking other sides of his brain. He's just gonna be crazy good this year. And then I think the Bucks are definitely someone to look out for too. I think there's lots of good teams over in the NFC that have potential here to really breaking through and making it to the Super Bowl. Lots of good teams. On the other end of that, Houday, baby, keep an eye on the Bengals. They're making a return, and don't get it twisted. Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, you heard it here first. They're rolling it back for another year. I think that they're super dangerous, and I think that they acquired what they needed this offseason, and Joe's gonna have an electric year this year.
I absolutely agree, because I think you brought back basically all of the super key pieces from last year. Didn't really lose anybody hugely significant. improved the offensive line, improved on defense. I think you basically take last year's team that made it to the AFC Championship game, and you know, they're even better.
Yeah, they're a dangerous team, led by a dangerous man. And I think another team to look out for definitely is the Bills this year. I think the Bills, they definitely are a very tough team, and they also improved their needs defensively to help support their high-powered offense. I see them being a definite option as someone who could make the Super Bowl. Yeah, I'm loving everything about what they've done this offseason.
I gotta correct myself. I totally misspoke. I said AFC Championship game for the Bengals last year. Obviously, they made it to the Super Bowl, and I did know that. Misspoke there a second ago.
Oh, it's okay, buddy.
I remember going through 2 weeks of excitement with you for disappointment in the end, but
it was great. Even the disappointment was great. I loved every high and low of that whole entire trip.
Yeah.
All right. What other teams in the AFC you looking for?
In the AFC, well, I think you hit most of them. Definitely looking at the Bills. I think they've got to be a favorite for that division. I think when you're looking at the AFC North, it's the Bengals and the Ravens. I do think that the Titans are a team that has a chance to be maybe kind of a little bit sneaky, unexpectedly good in the AFC. Getting Derrick Henry back healthy. I've always kind of thought that Ryan Tannehill has been a little bit underrated and not given the credit quite for as good as he is. He's not a top tier quarterback, but he's a really good, like, mid-tier quarterback. And I don't think he gets the recognition for that necessarily. So yeah, Titans are a team I'd keep an eye on. I know a lot of people like the Colts, you included. I'm not as high on the Colts as everybody else is, but that's definitely a team that has a chance to make the playoffs. And AFC wise, I mean, I think the entire AFC West, every single one of those 4 teams has a shot to be good on paper this year.
Yeah, I'm loving. I am definitely loving the Colts. I do think Jonathan Taylor is going to have a great year this year. Yeah, I'm liking the Colts this year, and I know Jay Bookie. He definitely is rocking with the Colts. Good old huge bet, 3,500 for them to win that division. So let's go Colts, baby. Let's get that job done. But they definitely have a tough team in Tennessee to get through. So King Henry is King Henry for a reason. All right. So that's our teams early before the season even starts. Early season gut checks, gut feelings on how we think this season is going to pan out and what teams are looking good.
One way to talk about a whole lot of teams at once is keep an eye on everybody in the AFC West and nobody in the NFC East.
Right, there you go. Sums it up for right now. This could all change.
Right, it could all change. The Eagles could surprise us and be good. I don't see it out of any. I mean, maybe the Cowboys. I don't know. Anyway.
All right, bro. Before we wrap up, we did want to just give a quick update on our amazing event that we'll be running here on September 23rd over in Salem, Mass. Our Cruising for Canines for fundraising cruise. Super happy that Northeast Animal Shelter has agreed to partner with us as who will be raising money for. And thank you to our captain Will over at Mahi Cruises for getting us the boat for the night. We really appreciate all that love and support. So yeah, thank you so much for doing that, and we're super excited. Andrew, what about you, buddy?
Oh, I am so stoked for this event. I'm counting down the days where tomorrow will be 3 weeks out. I'm super excited. It's going to be an awesome, fun time. We have a 3-hour sunset cruise. It's 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. if you look on Mahi's website and see what they do 3-hour cruises, but a lot of them are a lot shorter than that. So being able to be out on the boat for that long is a really special and really cool thing. Of course, we're going to have some adult beverages. We're going to have some food. We're going to have some games and raffles and music and just a raucous fun time. And it's all for our furry friends. 100% of the proceeds from the event go to them. Like, what could be better than having a super fun time on a boat and it all going to a really, really incredible cause? I'm super stoked.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great time. So tickets are going sale later this week. Hopefully by the time you're watching this, yeah, like we said, all proceeds are going towards Northeast Animal Shelter. Again, this is why we are doing what we are doing. We are creating this content, and we are trying to get you to view this and entertain you. But the real reason why we are doing this is because we want to help raise money for communities and charities. This is why we created Recliner Sports Report, and this is why we are all about keeping the change. So that's what this is about. This is what we want to do, and we have a firm passion into this, and we really do believe that this is the way to help really spark some positive and inspirational change into the world we live in.
100%. I think it's worth mentioning, we are still looking for sponsors for the event. So if that's something that interests you, you can reach out to us by email, reclinersportsreport@gmail.com. If you have any questions about the event, you can reach out to us that way. The tickets will be on sale, like Max said, any day now, within the next couple of days, possibly even by the time that this is uploaded onto YouTube. And those are on mahicruises.com, spelled exactly how you'd think it is. It's MAHI cruises.com. And look forward to hopefully seeing you on the boat with us. Let's have a drink, play some games, and cruise around on the water. It's
and
gonna
help
be
the
awesome.
puppies. Help raise money for the puppies. All right, awesome. Thank you all for tuning in again. Stay tuned for next week's episode, and remember, keep the change.
Keep the change.